Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. 29th of April, Thursday night. Just watching Roma, Man United, but I thought update you guys on a very important week for Interisti around the world. Obviously, we're building up to a big weekend against Crotone where Inter could potentially win the Scudetto, a premature Scudetto almost it feels like. Anticlimactic Scudetto that I've been saying for a little while now. You know, the competition has been blown out of the water even though Inter stumbling to the Scudetto. Scudetto is a Scudetto, a title is a title, or a title that we've been waiting for 11 years. So as far as I understand, this weekend, if Inter win against Crotone, Atalanta play afterwards, and if Atalanta managed not to beat Sassuolo, that means this title is Inter's, as far as I understand. I hope that's correct. But honestly, even though it might sound crazy, I don't want that to happen, because that would mean the players would have to celebrate it at home or in their homes, because I don't know what the situation is in Milan. Are they even allowed to be in each other's houses? Would they have to celebrate through like FaceTime or something, or Zoom? So I don't want that to happen. I would rather it be delayed until the next home match against Sampdoria, where Inter can, you can win the match and win the title. I know there's no fans, but at least you win it at home, you win it in style. And that's what the players deserve. I think that's what we deserve as fans, to actually see the players winning it, on the pitch rather than, away from the pitch. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's still not quite there. As Antonio Conte said in his last press conference after our last win, he said we're 95% of the way there. This is the first time that he mentioned the word Scudetto, and he mentioned that 3 or 4 times in his press conference, which says a lot. He's pretty much avoided talking about it the whole season, but now he's not afraid of mentioning it. The players are starting to mention it. I've been saying it for a few weeks now, and I hope everyone now is starting to come to terms with Inter are going to be Scudetto winners this year, unless the apocalypse happens, the biggest bottle job of all time happens. But as I always say, with Antonio Conte at the helm, I have no fears. Anyway, moving on to the Inter news that concern us. ZHANG is back, guys. Our Presidente is back from China. He's back in Milan. He was spotted in his Fiat 500 going into the Inter offices today. A lot of meetings for him scheduled and lined up, not just relating to Inter squad things, contracts and other things, but Inter finances. Obviously, there's a lot of things to sort out for him. The current loan that they were trying to secure for the club, the 270 million euro loan that's been discussed with Bain Capital and other companies out there. There's those contract negotiations at the moment are in, they've been apparently pretty much agreed, but they just need the green light from Suning and everyone, in terms of the costs involved. Discussions need to be had with Marotta, Ausilio, and most importantly Antonio Conte, who has asked for clarification on what it is with Inter going forward. I said, I expect Antonio Conte to stay at Inter next season, but if Steven says to him, we literally have no money, or we have to sell players rather than even just keep players and try to go with the same squad, then I can see Antonio Conte, leaving or doing hissy fits as he likes to do. But with this, the loan, that's why the loan is so important now, guys. It's not, when you read 270 million incoming, it's not the stimulus check and you're going to be able to out there spending it on the transfer market. This is just to keep things ticking over. There's a capital that, Suning can't move out of China into Inter as they usually would be able to due to the Chinese government restrictions. So they need some help from some sort of partner to help Inter, pay some of the salaries. There's still some outstanding salaries from a few months ago. There's some outstanding, payments in terms of players and transfer fees and things like that. Running a football club is not easy. There's a lot of things that needed to be covered. So this is going to be important for the stability of the club, at least for the next year or so. And then in the transfer market, we'll have to see. But as I keep saying to you guys, we'll probably have a full video on it and sometimes in the future about the calciomercato, the transfer market that Inter can expect. But I'm not expecting big things. I'm not going to sell you guys dreams. I'm telling you to guys, keep your expectations low for this summer. Don't read into, big transfer news that Inter are linked with 40-50 million players. I don't see it happening unless some big sales happen, or we get rid of high salary players. So yeah, just a little heads up on that one, guys. Couple of the interviews I wanted to mention. Some of the guys are being interviewed this week. Matteo Darmian and Nicolo Barella. Let's go with the Matteo Darmian, the man of the moment. You know, the guy is at the moment, you know, on the lips of everyone. The guy is the uomo scudetto, as they call him. You know, the man of the scudetto. You know, scoring 2 match-winning goals, 3 goals this season. He's already matched his best ever. Or he's getting near his best ever season already. You know, the Antonio Conte effect with these wing backs, these average wing backs, as you can say. You know, they asked him about what do you think about being the uomo scudetto? But he says the most important thing for me is gaining the trust of the coach and my teammates. And one question I really like, they ask him, when did you think this is the right year, this is the year that you're gonna win? And he said, you know, just as I said, you know, in my videos, that the Sassuolo match, that's the match where things changed into season. He said the same thing. Sassuolo in the first round of Serie A, you know, there was a before and after that match pretty much, and that Sunday, that win was very decisive for the morale. And he also mentioned the Champions League exit kind of, you know, brought the group together. And then they were asked him, what did Conte say to you after you guys took over Milan in the table? And he said he was, you know, firm and very clear. Milan are now behind us. Psychologically, we're beating them. We've got an advantage on them. Now it's all up to you guys, as in the players. Let's not make any mistake. Let's not look behind us. This is what we did, he says, Matteo Darmian, which is really interesting. You know, Conte always knows the right thing to say. No doubts about that. And then they asked him what's the difference between Conte and, you know, Mourinho and Van Gaal, the 3 managers he's had, you know, in the 3 big managers he's had in his career. And he said Conte has big ideas. Tactically, he's a step above them. So yeah, that's big praise from a guy who's been coached by those 3 you know, big managers. And then a funny question they asked him, are you able to keep up with Hakimi in training? And he says, I try, but it's difficult. For age and talent, he's one of the best. Moving on to the Nicolo Barella interview, translated here by sempreinter.com. He shrugs off the tag that we've been given recently of being very defensive. He says, people have accused us of being very defensive, but we're solid and we found our identity. Before we were more open, conceding more goals. Now we're more organized and we know the players up front can win us the matches. And this leaves us feeling calm, and that's exactly what we've been saying as Inter fans. You know, it's not defensive, it's just that these guys, even sometimes I can see Conte shouting for them to press, but these players now, they know it's just they're comfortable defending a little bit if they have to suffer a little bit in some matches, or just let the other team have the ball, because they just know Lukaku, Lautaro will do the work up front, and at the back, you know, if they stay compact, you know, this defense is very hard to get past. He was also saying we were targeting the Scudetto last year, but unfortunately we couldn't achieve it. We lost the Europa League final, and that motivated us even more. It's something that we used to our advantage. And he's also talked about his slight dip in form in recent matches, which we've talked about on this channel. And, you know, he said this, I'm certainly starting to feel the fatigue. It's been a strange year in which we've never stopped playing. Our objective is more important than anything. We're going beyond our tiredness, which is great to hear. But this is what we've been saying on this channel. I've been saying, you know, he looks tired. He looks a bit leggy. A lot of the players look like that. And, you know, this is why sometimes I moan at Conte for not rotating. These guys have had almost no break. You know, we were the last team to finish after the Europa League final. We had a very short pre-season, and he says, you know, basically didn't stop playing. And this summer will be the same again for these guys, and I'm scared. You know, the Euros are coming as well, Copa America, you know, these kind of things, they're going to take the toll on players. And he also talks about his improvements under Conte. You know, he's more confident in his abilities now. I manage myself better, take advantages of the chances I get. Beforehand, I used to get carried away sometimes. We've seen that with the yellow card. You know, he went like almost 2 or 3 months without getting the yellow card when he was 1 yellow card away from suspension. Conte has been a hard taskmaster from first day, which is no surprise. And then they asked him, what would you steal? Which quality would you steal from Brozovic and Eriksen? And he said, from Eriksen, I would take his quality and elegance. He can put the ball wherever he wants, as we know. Maestro Eriksen. Brozovic is focused on helping us play better, but we're more dynamic players. And then he says his most important goal was definitely against Juventus, and I don't think we're not gonna argue with that one. He says that was his most emotional thing. That's when we got the most emotional as well. Just to close it off, guys, the last important news that has been doing the rounds recently is that Inter are due to get a new anthem. There's been kind of two main anthems for Inter over the years. There's the Pazza Inter, obviously the one with the players singing it, but over its history, the C'è Solo l'Inter is really the main anthem for Inter. You know, you guys, if you watched Inter, if you've been to the San Siro, you've heard it. You know, it's usually played when the players are coming out the tunnel. You know, historic, very iconic anthem. But apparently a new one is being brought in, which is in line with the new branding campaign. It will be called I Am Inter, you know, alongside the whole new logo branding that we did. And there's already a apparently this is not official, but Max Pezzali, one of the Italian singers, is he's the singer for this, and I'll leave the link in the comments below if you want to check it out. That apparently is the new incoming anthem that's going, you know, with the whole marketing campaign, so it makes sense. Obviously sad to, you know, C'è Solo l'Inter is a very iconic anthem, but this one sounds pretty catchy. You know, I Am Inter, the chorus, you know, sounds, you know, pretty catchy when the whole stadium will be singing it. Obviously I prefer the old one, but I'm not against this one, so it'll be interesting to see what the fans think of it over time. When fans finally return to the stadium, we'll see, you know, how it's received. But you know, into the world of Inter is changing. New sponsors coming this year, you know, new logo, a lot of new things coming in, guys, and we just gotta keep up. And I'm trying to just help you guys keep up with everything related to the Inter world. And that was it from me today. Just a quick channel related update. I am going to be releasing some merch. It's not going to be like, you know, targeted to my channel. It's not going to be like an Uncle Sharma or my face. It's going to be interrelated designs, and you know, you'll see over the next coming weeks. I hope you guys like the design if you want to support the channel. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that kind of stuff. But yeah, guys, you guys make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts on the whole situation. You know, what Barella said, what Darmian said, your thoughts going into the weekend. Do you want Inter to secure the title as soon as possible? So do you want Atalanta to lose against Sassuolo to secure the Scudetto now, or do you want, or you're like me, you want them to secure it when it's at the San Siro? But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Ciao ragazzi, Forza Inter.